Top 10.
Top 10 don'ts.
It's that time of year. I like to call this the COVID edition.
Oh, there you go.
But so yeah, we were just talking. This is a fun one.
It's fun.
This is fun. We were just having fun. We were just talking about things that drive us all nuts, maybe. And like this was from the whole staff. We were just having sort of a free for all. But what are the things you should avoid at all costs?
Now that we're getting back to gigging, things are coming back. Shows are coming back.
Things are coming back. It's kind of exciting.
Everyone's forgotten how to do it. It's been so long. Here's some friendly reminders.
Number 1, shorts. Don't wear them unless you're James Maynard or Anthony Kiedis. That's pretty much it. Do not wear shorts. I don't care like how many times have you heard it. Well, it's really hot. What's your answer?
Be a man. Put on your boots and your pants and go play your show.
Man wears pants and boots.
I had a shameful period in my life where, I lived in Charleston.
I've seen
I
it
did
too.
way too many gigs in flip-flops and jeans, and it was,
We have beaten the tar out of him for that. We've shamed him thoroughly. And it's
good. And I deserved it.
No, unless it's part of your shtick. Like, seriously, if you're like you're Iggy Pop and you got your torn off jeans and stuff and you're shirtless, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, if you're like certain metal bands, you get the Dimebag Darrell kind of thing going. Yeah, cool.
Yes, we love it. If you're like playing like the church show or the pig can pig parlor thing outside, like I don't care if it's 900.
You gotta put on pants.
Suck it up. Number 2, things you shouldn't do is battle of the bands once you're over the age of 18. It ends well for no one. It's
very few folks. Yes.
Yeah, we see it happen every once in a while. It's just it just seems to be like this weird ego things happen. It's not really doing any good for anybody. It's always going to be hosted by someone in a certain town who has the home field advantage.
Who will win?
Who will win 100% of the time. Now, unless you're doing it for charity.
There's the caveat there. Charity? Okay, cool.
Charity, you can wear shorts too. It's you can do whatever you want for charity. I highly discourage that though as well. If
it's still not a great idea.
Keep pants on, you'll get more for the charity. Let's go to number 3. This is one of Derek's things. Wacky guitar strings.
Like the neon green guitar strings.
Right. He says unless it's on a ukulele, you can't do it. And I'm not going to disagree, but I do love it when I see like an Ibanez like 7-string with different color strings, and the guy just shreds and destroys on it.
Okay.
You have to be like insanely good. It's fun.
Weird because sometimes the coating wears off and they start to look all like kind of nasty, which I think is. But it's all about. I think all of these are sort of like. Some of them are kind of okay in certain genres or types of music.
But some are not at all.
Some are
like
not at
shorts.
all. I used to play for this one girl. She had a DR string endorsement, and they would send her boxes of strings, and we could take whatever we wanted. But most of them were these like different colored strings, and I was like, oh,
I just don't like.
It's cool.
I can't do DR strings. Yeah. I've tried it. They just die like immediately.
Right. These were all the coated ones are a color.
Oh my.
Like red or orange.
And there's a caveat on that one too. Unless you're 18 and under, then fair game.
Have at it.
Okay. 4. This is one that I think Sean brought this one up, and then you went off on it. Have a working guitar cable.
If you're at a show, have a cable. Have a backup cable in case your cable does not work. If both your cables die, go immediately the next morning, because you will not. If you wait till the day of your next show, you will not go buy a cable, and then none of your cables will work, and you'll do that thing where you're like, and then it works, and then it doesn't work.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah. Like have 2 guitar cables.
Yes.
I even say like within this, like just make sure your guitar works before you go to the show. That's just basic, basically,
Take an extra cable. Take extra strings.
Take an extra cable. I've never thought about taking an extra cable. That's like I learned something there. Extra strings, yeah, I usually would always have a pack, but extra. Okay, where were we? Number 5. This kind of goes with the opposite of that. Don't have too much stuff. There's nothing worse than that guy that's like he brings in his amp and his guitar, and you're like, cool. Then he brings in his pedal board. You're like, all right. Then he brings in his own personal monitor system, and then he brings in his in-ear system, and then he brings in his wireless system, and then you realize you're playing a coffee shop. And you like, why are you? Or you're an acoustic guitar player, and you have a looping station, a tower, and like there's nothing quite more infuriating than that when you could just bring your guitar and plug in and go.
Yeah, it's just about knowing. Like acoustic gigs, I take my looper, my tuner, my guitar. That's
It's pretty simple.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, unless your show is like theatrically based and it needs all the computer systems and whatnot to have it, and you got the machines and the pads going. But most people that we're talking to, it's really not that. Just a minimal amount of equipment is needed. Number 6. This one's kind of funny too. Is I think Derek brought this one up too. Is like, don't talk too much. Like, and this goes for the acoustic gigs, I guess.
Yeah, I think again, you have to talk the appropriate amount for what you're doing. If you're doing a intimate thing where they've come to hear your original songs and the stories behind them, yeah, you can give them a few, 20-second blurbs. But yeah, if you're in the corner of a wine bar, probably just play your song.
And you're like, well, the meaning of this song, most of the people probably don't care.
In 1968, when James Brown wrote this or whatever, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah.
It's a sex machine. Well, he was thinking about sex. So that was probably what happened there. No, don't talk too much. And also, flip side on the same thing, we're going to keep this in the same number, is don't talk too little.
Right.
So you really don't talk too much unless you're famous. Don't talk too little if you're famous, because when you go see someone like Bob Dylan or Neil Young, you do kind of want to hear their political ramblings and their stories of the songs. And Bob Dylan doesn't talk when he performs. He just wants to let the music speak for itself. And I get that as an artist. But the life you've lived and the times you lived through, I feel it's incumbent upon you to share some of that.
Yeah, you want to hear a story
with your audience. And that really does connects you personally to that audience.
It's true.
Like forever if they've seen you live and you give them that story. Like I still remember watching Luna, which is it's indie band. They were Galaxy 500. Luna, they're out of New York and Boston back in the old days. But I remember being in the front row. I got there really early. I was young. I was a young person at this point. I got there early. You had to get in, rush to the front. And I was like, he sang this song. I wonder who Christopher Boyce is. And that was one of the lyrics. And then he stopped. He looked down at me and he stopped the song. And he's like, Christopher Boyce was one of the main characters from the movie Falcon and the Snowman or something with Robert Redford.
There you go.
From the 70s. And I was like, oh. That was really, and he was really cool about it. It wasn't like he was mad. He was just like, oh, that's neat. Like,
but someone cares.
And then I met them another time at some record signing, and they asked my name. This was when I was again young, and they're like, the drummer was like, Baxter, that's a great name. I'm gonna name my kid Baxter maybe. I think he was from some country. It was either England, Australia, or New Zealand. One of those. I can't do New Zealand accents.
So there's a little kid. Well, he's not a little kid anymore, probably, but
it's
a
probably
little
like
Baxter.
a grown kid. I don't know if they actually did that, but it was a cute.
He absolutely did.
It was at the Virgin Megastore in Times Square at New York.
I'm choosing to believe he did.
I'm a huge Luna fan. And I went to the same high school as the guitar player, I think.
There you go.
I think he went to the North Carolina School of the Arts, which is a small world, like a New York band. It was just fun, sort of funny. And
worlds collide.
Love that. So where were we? Okay, don't talk too much. Number 7, humility as a band person. Which is it goes sort of opposite of you want to be like the crusher guy. And but we hear so many times on that tour I did, or blah, blah, the guys that playing the local bars, when I toured, the last tour, it's was that really a tour? You played 2 shows in a row. I don't know. I think
it's totally a tour.
I think because you do a tour every weekend then, if you're.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All the time.
Or just that time, I was on tour in Spain, you weren't on tour in Spain.
If I go to different states, I feel like I can legitimately call it a tour.
Yeah, I feel like a tour has it has to be a week out.
Yeah, the weekend's hard.
A weekend tour is it's.
But if you're going, bam.
I'd say Sunday to Sunday, you can maybe. But this just.
If you're just a weekend now, you can say you're on the road. Yeah, it's very technical.
Ooh, that's
very
good.
Technical terms.
That's good. Well, just being and not trying to self-aggrandize yourself all the time. Everybody's sort of done some stuff, but not everybody has to hear about it all the time. They just let your actions speak for you.
Flip side of that. I hear people play all the time acoustic gigs and they apologize on the microphone. Oh, sorry guys, this isn't very good or I'm not very good. Don't do that. Yeah, people do that all the time. They're it's almost like they're sorry that you're there to hear them. And I know it just comes from this lack of confidence, or maybe it even comes from not wanting to appear, like we're talking about the flip side. But don't do that.
Never apologize. This was the lesson I learned a long time ago. And my one old student who's now a successful dude, Ethan, he heard it from another teacher at one point. It's when you, in jazz in particular, when you make a mistake, just repeat it.
Yes.
And then that is jazz.
I meant to do that. Here it is again.
But whenever I make a mistake, and so I do that. A lot of times, if I'm doing a demo or something, and if I make a note I didn't plan on really hitting, because it's all happening spur of the moment, I'll just do it again. And that was part of my thought process now. and thus it becomes part of the lick.
There you go.
You're like, oh, cool, that was a weird little accidental. That accident
Here it is again.
is my thing. So that okay, number 8, profanity.
Oh yeah. Don't do it.
Again, unless
you are
James Maynard or Anthony Kiedis
Yeah.
or anybody of that sort of like world, cuss away. But if you're not, and you're playing like a gig at the coffee shop or at the wine bar or at the local bar, like
Walmart parking lot, whatever you're doing.
We've seen a lot. Or if you're live streaming and stuff, and you're trying to develop an audience, like just be aware you might have an audience out there developing that does not want to hear your filthy trash talk. It's
Like if if people are eating dinner and there's kids, sometimes in my acoustic
like
sets.
at the Beltry, I've seen
Yes,
this.
right. No, absolutely. So sometimes if I'm like doing an acoustic set and it's 7 to 10, the first set I'll do things that I know are super family friendly because there's still kids eating
Like
dinner.
you just do music from the movie Wall-E exclusively.
absolutely.
You
Yes.
just do the orchestrated version, a Randy Newman set entirely. That's what Jonathan is famous for. God, that'd be good. You got a friend in me. You guys want to hear that one again? You got a friend, and you just keep going. Love Randy Newman.
Tim and Bobby do some of that stuff and kind of crush it. It's pretty good.
Did they do Randy Newman?
Yeah.
Holy,
Absolutely,
I
they
thought I just like broke some ground there.
No, you're late to the party, sir.
Jerks, I hate those guys. No, but yeah, like just watch your language.
Watch your language.
Yeah, you don't have to be like a total, even like late at night, so you might have some people that just don't want to hear that stuff.
It's true.
Unless your show is theatrically, like when I was in the silly hair metal band, we cursed sort of, and we were very like, it was not too much though, because I was aware there's kids around sometimes, and
Right.
I don't want to like scare them off, even though I was dressed in women's clothing and spandex and
As one does.
makeup. It was
But
horrible.
not shorts.
9. This is something that just play at the time you're supposed to play at. Like, so if your gig is at the steakhouse at 8 o'clock.
Ryan's.
Yeah, Ryan's Steakhouse. Play at
Yes.
8 o'clock.
I totally play
You
that.
don't. And I've seen this a lot. Like at the local bars, they're like, hey, we're waiting till the fans show up. We're supposed to play at 10, but we're gonna wait till 10:45 because there's nobody here yet. Like, it doesn't matter. Start playing. You're being paid to play from 10. Your fans that are there have a limited window. They might have babysitters. They can't. You have to factor all this in. You are not a rock star. You don't have the Axl Rose like green card of like, I can play 2 hours late and people will still come to
No,
me.
when you start at your allotted time, you just play your lame songs then, so it won't matter.
They're not lame songs.
Same thing. That's what I do. I make the call when I get up there. Like, okay, it's 7 o'clock. No one's here. Here's all my stuff I'm not sure about. Cool.
Randy Newman.
That's right.
Set 1. Yeah, but it is. It's just even like when you're playing the cooler shows, like it's just nice. Like in my New York
Start time.
days, like we had pretty strict times because we had like we really had 30 minutes of music time
Right.
to play, and then like but the changeover and
Change
setup
up, yeah.
time, it was 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that is it. What you just said about changeover. If there are other bands involved, this becomes even more important, right? Because then you're pushing everybody back. You're wasting everybody's time. Don't do that. It's not cool.
I think we're almost at number 10 here. This is a sort of funny one. We chose our number. We were like, we should have a good finale, but this one just kind of came up, and we've seen it happen multiple times. Don't capo shame people. So this goes in so many ways. Like, first off, don't shame someone if they're using a capo. That's absurd. And I've seen that be like, oh, you're using a capo, you should be able to play without a capo. But let's say somebody's playing a song in a different key than you're used to, and you don't have the ability to improvise on top of what they're doing because it's not the key you're used to.
You could wait for it. You could not play.
You could sit yourself down and not jam along and noodle on top of them. And don't tell them.
I know it's absurd.
Don't tell them that's not the key that the song's supposed to be in, because it doesn't matter. That's the key they sing in. And especially for female vocalists,
Yeah.
it's usually different than a male vocalist.
A little
Or
bit.
let's say you're playing the all-inclusive bar #1 hit Wonderwall. That is capoed on the 2nd fret. Most people don't capo when they play it though, because it's hard to sing up that high.
true.
Because Liam Gallagher is the greatest singer in the history of mankind. I want to see how dramatic pause I can do that. That's in the comment for lies. You're fools.
What?
I know. Noel Gallagher and Liam together are the greatest singers of all time. That was fun, dramatic pauses. No, but it's just like, just be nice. That's the end of it.
Just be nice.
Be nice, be courteous, be on time, don't cuss, don't wear shorts. That's the #1 thing. Don't wear goofy strings on your guitars and stuff. Ballad bands, bad idea. There's so many things in there, but it's like, just don't be a new head.
It's good. Good one.
Be
Don't
nice.
be a new head.
Be nice to folks and have fun. So that's our. So the main thing is we want to. This is the part, like, it's going to take us a while to get to, so we're behind. But like, let us know like your things. Like we want to hear. We missed a lot. We left some out, some huge ones on purpose because I want to see those get in there and the feed on it.
I'm sure there'll be some pushback on some of these. I'm thinking
The shorts primarily.
Yeah,
I think that's
shorts.
or like I need to have my in-ear tower stack for my 9 o'clock church showing that I have to have every thing in there, or there's going to be all sorts of things. The shorts are the number one.
The appropriate amount of gear is your own discretion. We're just saying. Think about it.
When others involved, be sensitive to their needs and their concerns of how much time and space that will take up. But yeah,
I think that's it.
That's it. I mean,
I cannot wait to see the comments.
You have to get on there too and like play with them so much. You can't just ignore them. Like Jonathan likes to run away and like he makes me do it. I was like, I don't want to look at him. Somebody might say something mean.
Yeah, I'm very sensitive.
It's always about me, the mean stuff.
I know, I can't take it.
No, it's
it
really
hurts
bad.
me when people are mean to you.
That's sweet that you take care of me, like my little Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
I can't say his name. How you say his name?
Jason Momoa?
Yeah. That's it.
I'm like a little chubby Jason Momoa.
You're pale skinned Jason. No, I just think he is so cool. I was watching a thing on him last night. I haven't watched the new Zack Snyder cut.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't.
Which everyone says is amazing. I haven't watched that yet, but I think he's cool because he plays bass.
Yeah.
Vincent built him a bass. Vincent Van Treat.
Van Treat.
Oh, I can't.
Trite.
I won't say trite. It's just,
I don't know.
It's so much tougher.
We can't pronounce things.
No, but so if you're a Jason Momoa fan too, let us know. Dude's like, oh, everything about him. His children are beautiful. His life, the way he treats everything. It's just like everything about that guy is just awesome.
He's pretty amazing.
It's pretty amazing that we have that, and he's a real life superhero, and he can breathe underwater and talk to fish.
He has gills. It's true.
It's amazing. Does he have gills?
Yeah.
Does he have that in the movie?
Absolutely, I think so.
Okay, I don't know if that's
I
how
don't
they
know.
just breathe.
I don't know.
But like, and the best part is like the girls in Aquaman, like how they have high heel boots on sometimes, which makes in Wonder Woman with high heel, it makes no sense to me. That infuriates me.
Makes total sense.
No, that infuriates me. Even like Mila Jovovich in Resident Evil and her boots. And Resident Evil 1 did not have heels on. And that's, oh God, we're getting back to my movie thing. Because people know I love movies.
It's a great movie.
That's it, I'm out.
All right, click like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you don't miss things in the future. Don't forget to comment. We'll see you next time.